Okay, let's kick things off. That feeling, you know it, right? Alarm goes off, you should be rested maybe 7, 8 hours down.
But you feel like you've wrestled a bear all night or run a marathon, yeah.
Exactly, just wiped out. Well, our source material today offers a really different way to look at that morning exhaustion.
It really does. It moves away from that simple idea that
Yeah.
sleep is just, you know, passive rest, time off.
Right. This text we're looking at basically throws that out and says our nights are actually pretty active, just not in the way we usually think.
Buzzing with activity, yeah. But subconscious activity.
Precisely. The source says it plainly. You're not just resting at night. You're working. You're traveling,
Yeah.
healing, processing. That's quite a statement.
It is. So let's unpack that. What could working mean if you're, asleep?
Well, according to this view, it's not like punching a clock. It's more like your subconscious sorting things out.
Processing the day, maybe tackling underlying issues, the mind's nightly cleanup crew,
Yeah.
sort of.
Yeah, something like that. And then there's traveling. This is where it gets pretty interesting.
Right. The source mentions consciousness moving through timelines, even clearing past lives.
Okay, now that sounds very metaphorical, doesn't it? It suggests maybe an inner journey.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Exploring different layers of your own experience, maybe connecting to something, well, bigger than just your day-to-day self, it definitely begs interpretation.
It does. And healing. We know the body repairs itself during sleep. That's science.
Sure, physical repair.
Yeah.
But this source seems to hint at more. Emotional healing, maybe. Energetic restoration.
And that bit about meeting with your team, what's that about?
Again, probably metaphorical. Maybe it signifies integrating different parts of yourself.
Yeah.
Or accessing intuition, your inner wisdom, perhaps.
So pulling it all together, here's the real twist from the source.
Go on.
It argues that waking up exhausted isn't necessarily failure, not a sign you didn't rest enough.
But maybe a sign that this deeper, non-physical work actually got done.
That's exactly it. It completely reframes that groggy feeling, turns it on its head.
Which is quite compelling, It offers a way to shift how we feel about a really common, often frustrating experience.
Instead of, "Ugh, I'm so tired," maybe it's, wow, I must have really processed some stuff last night.
Yeah. Evidence of your mind's unseen efforts. The source wraps up with this thought.
Right. So if you wake up exhausted, smile. That means the work is getting done and the mission continues. It's surprisingly positive.
It is. It's important to note this isn't really about challenging the biology of sleep. We know sleep is vital for health.
No, it's more like an alternative layer of meaning, an interpretation for that subjective feeling of tiredness.
Exactly. It invites you to consider that maybe sleep is, well, more dynamic, more purposeful on some level than we usually give it credit for.
So for you listening, what does this perspective offer? Well, maybe that morning fog isn't just a lack of sleep.
It could be seen as a sign that some pretty deep subconscious activity happened overnight.
Which leads to a really interesting question for you to maybe mull over.
Could you reinterpret your own feelings of morning exhaustion? Even just a little bit. See them as evidence of this inner work being completed.
It's definitely a different lens, something to think about next time that alarm rings and you're feeling less than stellar.
Maybe that tiredness is a sign of a night well spent
Yeah.
on a different level.
Gives you food for thought. Thanks for diving deep with us on this one.